All right, so let's now go to Professor Sethulego Matebesi, Senior Lecturer in the Department of Sociology at the University of the Free State. Prof, thank you so much for your time. So what do you make then of Lieutenant General Madlanga Mkhwanazi raising these concerns of oversight bodies bypassing political actors, also interfering, as we've been hearing also from Kenny? I mean, Mkhwanazi has alleged that MP and leader of the National Coloured Congress, Fadil Adams, has access to classified crime intelligence, or had. I mean, what do you make of that in terms of these seemingly power dynamics at play here between the police hierarchy and political actors like ministers, MPs, and also oversight bodies like IDAC?
Hi, good afternoon, Nati, and good afternoon, South Africans. I think for me, it's yet again one of the greatest shames of post-apartheid South Africa, where it seems as if we have been entrusted to consolidate and enhance the democracy that we all enjoy. But it seems as if there are individuals who are hell-bent on breaking down whatever institution or whatever is left of those institutions that still needs to fight crime. I mean, our criminal justice system already is under tremendous pressure, and it seems as if there are individuals that deliberately goes out and even try to break down the little that is still left. And I like what your reporter stated about South Africans or the commissioners having to combine the dots. But in the eye of South Africa, what we have already heard, and nobody needs to be found guilty. It's just shocking. And the question is, how has we arrived at this particular stage? And what are we trying to achieve as South African and our leaders?
I mean, one of the things that he also said during his testimony is that there are hidden hands or superstructures that are undermining accountability within oversight bodies. I mean, how difficult a task will phase 2 of the commission be for those that have been implicated by Mkhwanazi, including, of course, suspended Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, who's on special leave, when they have to then rebut some of these claims?
You know, well, we definitely will have to see a situation where some of the individuals that are implicated will perhaps get an opportunity will have an opportunity to at least present their cases. But at the end of the day, it will have huge implications. Definitely already for South Africans will have to make up their mind as to the evidence that have already been presented.
And I mean, just from just how important this particular commission is, you know, and some analysts even saying that more important so than the Zondo Commission, just given the fact that we are talking about here the criminal justice system, we're talking about law enforcement and the possibilities of infiltration by criminal syndicates. What might be the social consequences from a public trust perspective, from a legitimacy perspective, be if the allegations are proven or if they are instead seen as unsubstantiated? But the fact that this is happening now in 2025.
No, it's really worrying. It's worrying at many levels. First of all, if you look at the crime levels in South Africa, we are one of those countries that I think we need to be tremendously proud about what we have achieved as a country. There are challenges, and from time to time we do talk about those challenges. But there are also many things that is going right in this country. But the issue of crime, people are losing their life because of that. Some of the decisions or inability to take decisions, that in itself rests and lies with certain leaders. And when they decide not to act on certain information, Unfortunately, we don't know how many people have already lost their life. The issue of lack of trust in our public institutions has forever been there. And let alone our criminal justice system, let alone the police. And this will go down in history. And as you've correctly stated, after the State Capture Commission, this will definitely go down as the shocking, it's very shocking and revelation that have already came up.
And Prof, of course, you know, there is another process that's happening adjacent to this one, and that's the ad hoc committee in Parliament. What does that mean then with, you know, just some of the names that he has dropped here in terms of parliamentarians that have also played a part in some way or the other? He's mentioned names, you know, in terms of the involvement of MP Fadiel Adams from the National Coloured Congress, as well as DAMP Diane Collar-Barnard.
Yeah, well, it relates to skewed priorities. And yet again, one question that one has to ask, but why will people who are entrusted with governance, high level, I mean, if you talk about parliament, these are people who need to ensure that at the end of the day, our constitution and whatever needs to be achieved in this country at the end of the day is implemented. And if they are the ones who, I mean, these are still serious allegations that needs to be tested, but it is definitely worrying when such high profile individuals are being mentioned. And the question is, we send people to parliament to do what? To advance the interest of criminals or alleged criminals. So it raises serious questions about the integrity of our public leaders. But we all know that it seems as if money can buy the hearts and souls of certain individuals.
Prof, thank you so much for your analysis. Really do appreciate your time. Professor Sethulego Matebesi, Senior Lecturer in the Department of Sociology at the University of the Free State.